Welcome back to the live stream of the 2013 Media Day. I'm Sarah Hecht with a man that needs no introduction, of course, head coach Terry Stotts. How was your summer, Coach?
My summer was very good,
Yeah?
very good. I had 2 hips replaced, so that kind of got things going right after the season, but I enjoyed the summer. The part of the Blazer summer was really good. I like the roster moves that we made. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to coaching the team.
How did those changes influence how you spent game planning your summer?
Well, probably not a lot. I just know that we have a lot more scoring off the bench. We've added 3-point shooters, but my focus going into camp, regardless of what the roster moves we made, was going to be defense. For us to do what we want to do this season, we need to improve defensively, and I think some of the roster moves, obviously Robin Lopez in the middle is going to help with that, but for us to improve, it's going to take a team effort.
I feel like working on defense is like that cliche thing that gets said every media day. I'm not trying to call you out, but I want to know what specifically that means.
Me out. That's right. You're
okay,
calling
just
me
a
out.
little bit. Calling you out just a little bit. But what does that mean specifically? I'm sure Rip City wants to know too.
Well, we've tailored some of our defensive schemes. For last year, we extended our defense. We want to protect the rim more. We did a good job with defending the 3-point line, but we want to force more mid-range jump shots, protect the rim better, not give up as many shots at the rim. And a lot of our defensive schemes are going to be predicated on that, but also we're going to emphasize it much more than we did last year.
And then, of course, that naturally leads to offense. What do you think about the offensive acquisitions that you guys made? I mean, Darrell Wright fits perfectly into your "we love to shoot threes" scheme, right?
Well, the three-point shot is a big part of the NBA game. You look at the finals and the adjustments that were made between San Antonio and Miami last year were offensive adjustments. They put more shooters on the court, and we're going to do the same thing. We've added Mo Williams, Darrell Wright, C.J. McCollum, all who are very good three-point shooters. I'd like to be more efficient with our offense. I think Damian, Nick, and Wes, Wes shot the ball well, but I'd like all 3 of those guys to be more efficient with their offense. I think LaMarcus has been remarkably consistent throughout his career. But, I think the offense is going to be more predicated on efficiency and consistency than anything else.
And last year coming into Media Day, of course, a very different looking team with some different expectations than this year. I know you read everything that gets put out there. So with the expectations and the power rankings and stuff coming out saying that the Trailblazers are really very close to being a playoff team, how does that influence your mentality at all, or do you believe, what kind of stock do you put into that stuff?
I think it's important what we believe in the locker room, and I don't think there's any question that we feel like we're a playoff team. But there are a lot of other teams in the West that think they're playoff teams as well. So that's why we play the games. But I'm excited about the opportunities. It's one of those seasons where you go in with a lot of optimism, and we got to trust the process and the possibilities that are going to come.
So involuntary workout, or not involuntary, voluntary, opposite of that, going on now. How have those looked? I know you guys can't be involved in those, right? So you just watch through the window? Is that how it works?
Well, it's limited. We can coach up to 3-on-3, and we can coach individuals and work on their skill sets. So that's been going on since Labor Day. We can't coach 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. So once they get their conditioning work in with our performance department, they get some on-court work with our coaches, and then they play 5-on-5. And I think it's been a very productive month.
Questions in here about splitting time between the guards and such that we have. Lillard, CJ, how do you see some of that happening this year? Or do you have even an idea yet?
Well, and put Mo Williams in there as well.
Yeah.
Mo has been a starter in this league. He's been very successful. So the rotation will work itself out. I certainly have some ideas about how we can do that, but the good thing is that we've got a lot of good players. Between the backcourt, Damian and Wes and Mo and CJ. Last year we played Nick a little bit at the 2 as well. So there's going to be a competition for minutes, but my hope is that competition will lead to more efficiency.
And speaking of like competition and stuff, you have Earl Watson, you mentioned there as well, and you have a lot of veterans that are going to be able to teach kind of the younger half of the roster. It's a little bit different this year with adding some of those vets. Do you coach the vets to then coach on down, or is that something that they naturally pick up?
I think that's more of a natural thing for him. Last year, we were very fortunate to have Jared Jeffries and Sasha Pavlovich on the roster, but Jared in particular was a great mentor for the young players. He was good for LaMarcus. And he did that naturally. And I think Earl Watson will have the same effect. Darrell Wright's been in this league for 10 years or so. So we have that mentorship. But that being said, we still are a very young team.
Mm-hmm. There's a specific question here from Richard. He says, do you see moving LaMarcus closer to the hoop in the offense more often this year?
Yeah, I think if you look at the second half of the season, he got to the paint a little bit more. There was an adjustment both for him and for me within the offense. And I know he shot a lot of jump shots, but that being said, he's one of the elite jump shooting power forwards in the league. So that's a strength of his that we want to take advantage of. But that being said, I'd like to get him to the free throw line more, and that happens by getting to the rim more.
Mm-hmm. Another question about a forward there. This comes from Steven. He says, how do you feel about Thomas Robinson, and what can you do to help him fulfill his potential after his kind of rocky rookie season?
Well, Thomas has been a great worker so far, and I think he brings a skill set that's not easy to replicate. He has a nose for the ball. He's athletic, goes after offensive rebounds. Granted, last year was a rough year for him. Both of his trades, I think people need to remember that both trades were basically salary cap trades and had nothing to do with him as a player or a person. So I'm looking forward to what he can bring because, like I said, it's a skill set much like J.J. Hickson, where it's something that's instinctive and something that is very difficult to teach.
Yeah. Well, thanks for just sitting down with us, Coach. Guys, for TVTV, I'm Sarah Hecht, Coach Stotts. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.